Okay. Good morning, everybody. I think everybody can see me. I do this every time.
Good
um,
morning.
Welcome to Soul School Saturday. Let me make sure we're up and live. Let me end this. I do this every time. Yep, we're good. Um, okay. Okay. Share. Yeah. Start. Good morning. I'm sorry. I try to make
Good
sure that
morning.
I
Good morning to you.
Okay, we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good. I try to make suggestions so I can make sure that everything looks right on our side. Yay, and welcome everybody to our Soul School Saturday edition. And we have a very, very special guest who we need everybody to get on this initiative. This is our weekly She Is Still Dope masterclass series on walking the walk and talking the talk. And her mother, was she a doctor? Did she have her doctorate?
No, no,
Um,
she didn't have her
okay,
doctorate. She had a master's degree.
okay. Don't matter. She was brilliant. Anyway, she was brilliant, brilliant educator, and I am so honored to have Miss Cheryl Holland Jones on with us today, and we're going to be as we do everything. Let me make sure that we pray first, and then we'll move forward. Our Father and our God, we
Yes.
thank you for another day. We thank you for a day we have not seen, but God, one that you have orchestrated. Now, God, as we begin to move through you today, decrease all of us and you increase in us, God, so that you can touch the heart of people, so that they will understand who this beautiful woman of God that you allowed to grace our lives here in Lancaster, and she touched so many. God, we thank you right now that she did walk the walk and she talked the talk. God, we thank you for her family. We thank you for her daughters and her grandchildren, all those who are connected with Miss Hazel Jackson. God, we just love you, we honor you, we bless you. All these things we say in your blessed son Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, Miss
Amen.
Cherie. Hey, Brianna. So, what we're talking about today, and I will make sure I give our scripture reference, and we're just going to go straight in. So, our scripture today is coming from First Chronicles, which is in the Old Testament, chapter 4, starting at verse 9 for those who are coming in. And it's talking about Jabez, and why I felt this was a really good scripture to talk about today, and how it connects with what's the initiative that Ms. Cheryl is doing. And it says in verse 9, Jabez was honored more than his brothers. His mother named him Jabez and said, I gave birth to him in pain. Jabez called out to the God of Israel, if only you would bless me, extend my borders, let your hand be with me and keep me from harm so that I will not experience pain. And God granted his request. That's in Christian Standard Version. And I believe that everything names have meaning, and names can sometimes propel you to whatever your name is. It can propel you to do a good or a bad thing, and in this case she named him out of her pain. um and that's what we're talking about, renaming. For those who don't know, we're talking about renaming some of the schools here in Lancaster City because of the Black Lives Matter movement, and the fact that a lot of our schools are named by former slave owners, and there is a move and a petition to start renaming some of the schools. The biggest one that we're talking about right now is Edward Hand Middle School, and the name of Edward Hand has never been good. I'm a graduate of that school, and it never dawned on me to look up the history of who he was, and what he stood for. It never dawned on me until, but I said, and then when I saw, I think it was Tuesday, Derek's petition to have the school renamed to Miss Hazel Jackson Middle, I said, oh, that makes so much sense to me, because she was just, I knew her personally, and she was and that made sense. But I did not know she had this history, even with with Edward Hand Middle School. So who this lovely young lady that I have on my screen is her daughter, Miss Cheryl Holland Jones. So Miss Cheryl, one, what do you? I'm just
Mhm.
asking you, how do you feel that your mom has been one of the names circulated for a name change right now, or this whole movement now that to get her, or to get one, to
Mhm.
get Edward Hand removed, and then
Mhm.
your mom being one of the names?
First of all, thank you for even having me. I'm humbled. Um, well, I think that she's certainly she's my mother, but I believe that she's very worthy of the possible renaming of the school. She's been through her because of her history and the journey that she went through to actually become a teacher at hand. I think is very relevant to what's happening right now. Um, my mother in the South and was a teacher before, when she left the South, when she then came north. And in her mind, coming north was she was coming to the promised land. And unfortunately, when she got here, um, the school district was not ready to hire anybody black to actually be a teacher. So she worked for 9 years in a factory, and continued her journey while she was here to continue to try to get on as a teacher, and going to the superintendent's office on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, to sit there and try to figure out why she could not teach here. I guess because what would happen is they would tell her there were openings, and because she spoke with proper English dialect, they assumed that she was white. And so, but then you had to send your picture along as well after that. They saw that, then of course there were no jobs that were available. So eventually, again, it was 9 years later, um, she was able to get in, I think, kind of as a, somebody might have been going on sabbatical, something like that. So she was in on a temporary basis, and that's how she eventually got into the school district of Lancaster. But so it was quite a journey to get there. But she was deserving of being there because she had already been a teacher. But it just goes to show that not necessarily you're thinking that you're coming north, that you're going to be entering into the land of promise and all the things that we think that it might be.
Right. And I did not know when you said that. I did not know. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, I'm with you, Marcel. Yes, it's an excellent choice. Somebody said Miss Jackson is an excellent choice. We all agree that she needs to
Thank you.
be.
Thank
Um,
you.
her name needs to be honored in that way. Especially, my mom had her. I didn't know my mom had her as a teacher at Edward Hand. And my mom and I were
Mhm.
talking, and I did not know that it took her 9 years to even get into the school, um, to even become a
Mhm.
teacher. And then she had, I mean, from there, she
Mm.
not only did she do that, but my understanding that she created the Black History Club at McCaskey. Wasn't she the founding staff member?
She did. She did. Hmm.
And that's so,
Yes. Well,
so
she
again,
created the Black History Club, and I was just going to say, and had many plays, Black History plays, and all types of things to bring to the school, which was the first time that that was happening at hand. Yes.
and that's the same. That's so again, our the theme for our week is walk the talk and walk the walk. She not only did she walked out her purpose on this side of glory, and the one thing that, again, going back to the name, I think, again, the school Edward Hand has such a negative connotation for so long, and that by giving it a name of somebody who exudes excellence. And even
Thank you.
when she walked there, you just it was just and it's just beauty. I mean, she was just those of us who knew her,
Thank you.
if she we understood that she made us, just like Rita, that we're talking about Dr. Rita Smith Waddell. She pushed us in the
Mhm.
other way. Rita was very in your face.
Mhm.
Your mom was not. She was
Mhm.
just very sweet and polite and kind with it. And and because of her demeanor, you wanted to do better, and you wanted to act right, or she, she just was like, just very proper with it. And that's what, and I think that's what the school needs, something different, to a way of excelling in someone who has excelled in their area, in that area. I'm sorry, you're going to say something.
All I was going to say is she loved teaching. I know that as a young girl, I couldn't decide exactly what I wanted to be, but all I knew was I wanted a job like my mom's, where I could be excited about going to school, whatever my job would be, that I'd be just as excited about going to it, because she loved her students. She loved being able to pour into them and to see them excel. That was she truly was her purpose, and she was able to live out the purpose that God gave her.
And she did it very well. I mean, and unfortunately, again, I never
Thank
had
you.
her, but then she went to Millersville and became a professor at Millersville. And I'm like,
Correct.
wow. So
Uh,
yes, she was very graceful.
right.
So she was a trailblazer in that respect too, wasn't she? At Millersville, was she like one of the first
She
African
was the
Americans?
first. She was the first African American female in both these situations, both Edward Hand and at Millersville. So yes, she was a trailblazer in both of those, and she went on and taught at Millersville for, I believe, 23 years
Wow.
as a professor. And so she loved her work. She loved her work. Yes. Mhm.
And she just always, I don't know that I've ever seen your mom upset, ever. And I'm sure she did, but she always smiled
I
and
will.
just always just
Well, I
very.
mean, I would say that that was her personality, but of course, she's like everybody else. But certainly, but definitely, her feeling of being. I think she tried to live the right type of life. That's what I'll say, in terms of just being the right kind of others. And so then, of course, showing love and kindness to others was what that's what she attempted to do. That was
And she
important.
did,
It
and
was
she did well.
interesting that when she passed, of course there were. I mean, I talked to her on a daily basis while she was living, and there were so many things that I didn't even know that she had for so many people. Just afterwards, coming up and telling me things that she had done for them and how grateful they were to her. So she not only was she obviously doing what she needed to do in the classroom in terms of giving the kind of guidance that she needed, but she was also trying to, as you would say, walk the walk in terms of trying to do the right things for others. And she did that. I mean, I found so many notes of thanks from people, just many things, which just, of course, warmed our hearts as her family.
She was, and like I said, we have been talking. Everybody's talking about all the protests and all these different things, and my yes, I believe
Mhm.
that we should be protesting, but about a lot of stuff. But I just didn't understand the ask. It's like, okay, we're doing this, but what is our ask? What are we asking? What do we want to be changed? And no one was giving that answer. So, and that has been
Mhm.
my prayer and my issue for the last few weeks. Okay, what is our ask in Lancaster City? We can't, I mean, we before we go globally,
Mhm.
we have to start at home. What is our ask? And I heard the different people that were protesting, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I was like, okay, but you're not asking for anything. So I got very excited
Mhm.
on Monday, Tuesday, whenever I saw it, that this is an I said, this is an ask that we can
Mhm.
get back, we can get behind. We can, as an African American
Mhm.
not even African American community, a community in by large can get behind and say, listen, we're not asking you, because somebody said, well, what if we change
Mhm.
if we change every slave owner's name on stuff, then we need to start with the cities and all this other stuff. I said that, yeah, we need small wins are sometimes better than the huge ones. The small ones get to the bigger ones. And for me, this was an
Mhm.
ask that we can go to the school board, since they're open to it. Like, okay, so we want this school renamed this, and how hard can that, I mean, and work towards that. And that's and there's a petition. We want to get the petition, because I think there's a meeting coming on the 15th of July, I think it is. And there's several names
Correct.
that are being shopped around, but this is the name that,
Mhm.
if we want to see that, if that's one of ours. That's a woman
Mhm.
of excellence, a woman of good character, of good report. This is we can now say, this is what we're asking for
Mhm.
and why we're asking for it.
Mhm.
Um, so in the now all of those who are protesting, this is something we can do. We can say, listen, we got somebody who was amazing in life. We If you're out here protesting, come on, let's do that. Let's get together as a community. And what would that look like in the seventh ward, Southeast Lancaster, to now go to a
Mhm.
school
Right.
of some of a woman of excellence, of a woman. And I said, we're not asking for all the schools. We're asking for one school and
Mhm.
one ward of all the schools in Lancaster. And then we can branch out. Let us get this one win under our belt. um, let's all
Yes.
rally
Yes.
behind around this one, because I'm sure other people are rallying behind whoever they want. And the young lady, she wants to, I don't, Kirsten, somebody, I think she wants to get rid of all the schools that have a slave owner on it. I think it to include George Washington. I said, I can't be concerned about that right now. Right now, I need to focus
Mhm.
on this one school, this one person that I know personally. And people ask, they're like,
Mhm.
because I've won again, I went to Edward Hand, and two, my parents lived next to Miss Jackson, your mom, for years, and
Mhm.
many years. So there
Yes.
is a petition. You see it scrolling
Yes.
across, and you can sign that petition. I think we're up to almost 1,500 people, which is good in and of itself. But if you, I need you to, we need you to
Mhm.
share, because we want to blow the school board away when they go back on the 14th or 15th of July, and say, listen, these are the people this is the name that we are pushing in our community. Is who the person is. This is who we want in our community, since it is our community. We were all born in, most of us are born, a lot of us on here now that are watching were born and raised in Lancaster County. And like in the seventh ward in particular, we had the Gene Frasers, we had all of these wonderful
Mhm.
powerhouses,
Mhm.
and your mom was at the forefront of it all. So I think now
Thank you so
pastors,
much.
where our pastors at? We're at 1386. Um, we're at 1386 right now of the 1500. So I'm great. Call out my
Mhm.
pastors. So if they mad, I really don't care. Pastor Forbes, Ebenezer, Brightside, John Knight, Bailey. She was a member of Bethel, right? Wasn't she a member of
Yes,
Bethel?
Reverend Bailey is on board.
Oh
There are
yes.
a number of people who are on board. Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
come on, come on.
Yes.
We got
Mhm.
listen. It's time for us to get
Mhm.
together. I mean, we have this huge momentum going of Black Lives Matter, and I'm great, and let's do it. But if we matter, let's do something that's going to uplift our community. Somebody that we can be very proud of.
Yes.
And again, just like Jabez said, to bless me indeed, so that his name no longer means her name. That school no longer means the lowest of the low. It no longer means that kids that come
Mhm.
out of here can't be anything, because that's so far from the truth. Because I think I'm okay, and I came from Edward Hand, but
Right.
I think I turned
Mhm.
out okay. But
Right.
and there's some others who came out of Edward Hand. I think my mom did okay because she came from Edward Hand. My parents,
Absolutely.
my brother, I think
There's,
we're okay.
there's plenty of people who, yes.
Right.
Mhm.
But I think this next group of kids, as they began to foster this new pride in being Black in America, I think
Mhm.
having someone to say, you know what, I go to a school named after a woman of excellence, as well as a woman
Mhm.
who taught here, who fought to teach here. On
Mhm.
top of that,
Who fought to
because
teach there. That is correct. That's correct.
um, because
Mhm.
I don't know after 9 years if I would have cared. I don't know if I
Continued
would
to
have given.
fight.
I don't know, Miss
Mhm.
Cheryl. That's
Mhm. Well,
dedication.
I think coming from the segregated South, um, and seeing so many people, so many Black people in roles of excellence throughout her community, she came here with a different way of thinking, kind of assuming that she would be able to do what she had been doing. Um, and it just goes to show how being able to see yourself in some of those roles gives you a different perspective on life as to how you will look at things.
Right,
Um, you see the Black pharmacist, you see the funeral director owner, you see you're she was in a one room schoolhouse with Black students. So you come with a different way of thinking that these things are possible, and so you don't give up. You don't
right.
give up because what you have seen. And one of the things that I think was an interesting story that I just would like to share is
Please.
that what happened was that go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. You go, go, go.
Were you going to say something?
I
Oh,
am not.
there
I'm gonna
was an
sit
interesting
here.
story, and to me, the importance of teachers and how they speak into people's lives. And for my mother, I know that as a child, she was like as I said, in a one-room schoolhouse, and I guess there was a young man in the classroom who was not, was acting up, and so the teacher said to the young man, so and so, why don't you act more like Hazel? She's going to go on and really be somebody. And actually, when that teacher spoke that into my mother, at that moment, she went home from school. She told her mother what the teacher said, and that was the trajectory in my mother's life to decide I want to be. I'm going to be somebody. I mean, not that you don't think that you are. When somebody speaks that into your life,
Wow.
it just shows you the importance of teachers
Wow.
and what that can mean to change your entire life. And so she always would tell that story. And I thought, wow. I asked her at one point, had you ever been able to go back and tell that teacher? And she said she was able to go back and tell
Yes.
the teacher later on in life what those words actually meant to her, and how she then took those words and moved on in life with it. And that's when she decided, well, I want to go to college. Well, I want to, what am I going to be? So I just wanted to say that because I just think it's
Wow.
important.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. That's amazing. And wow.
Mhm.
That and they don't realize that. And again, it's all what we speak, and we
You
have what
don't
we speak.
realize it.
The power
Right.
of it.
Words are extremely powerful. The power of words, it can take you down or it can bring you up, depending.
And that's the one
Hmm.
thing about your mom that I was that now that you say that, when I think back on it, she was always very careful. And I shouldn't say careful, very deliberate in the words choices that she spoke to
Deliberate.
people. And now
Hmm.
that you said that, I was like, you know
Hmm.
what? She was. I mean, and now that makes complete
Hmm.
sense. Now that I didn't know that about her, but now
Mhm,
that because
mhm.
I always, for me, and I can speak for my brother as and my sisters as well. When Miss Jackson spoke, it was like E.F. Hutton. You be quiet and you listen.
Oh, thank you.
Because we knew
Thank you.
that
Mhm,
whatever she was getting ready to say was going to be something that was going to be purposeful in our lives and meaningful in our lives. And just because because she was, well, she also, because, you know, we were told, when a grown up talks, you listen." Back then we didn't have a
Right.
choice,
It
you
was
know.
a different time when, yes, yes, I do.
I
I
mean,
was raised that way, so I do know.
right. Even as an adult, but even as an
Hmm.
adult though, I think I had left home at that point, and I would come home to visit my parents, and your mom was still when your mom was still there, I would make sure that I would go over and just talk to her, only because she had not
Hmm.
everybody has it, she just had this calming way of just being naturally who she was, and I was so for me to be able to try to help move this initiative along, for me, I know you say it's humbling for you, but for me, it's my way of
It
giving
is.
back to say, for me, it's just saying thank you. It's my way of saying thank you for,
Hmm.
it's like somebody just wrote in the comments, because I'm here because your mom, I'm standing on the shoulders of your mom as well, because I had
Thank you.
the honor of being a recipient of her knowledge. So, and seeing the example of her excellence. So, when I
Thank
see,
you.
so I cannot not. If I had, then I had. So when he said it, I was like, Derek, is Michelle open to coming on my show, coming on my broadcast?
Hmm.
Because and I told, and I meant what I
Hmm.
said. I'm like a dog with a bone when it comes to certain things, and
Hmm.
for me, again, this makes sense. And all of you that are watching, share this broadcast. Everybody who knew Miss Jackson from, and I know, and I can, and we're on several. Just, I don't know if I've told you, but I sent it out to several different people. Was she a Zeta? Was she a Zeta in, like? Does she pledge Zeta Phi Beta?
Yes, she's a Zeta. Yes,
So I'm
she
told.
did, absolutely. At South Carolina State College. Hmm.
Wow. So I'm told that a group of Zetas have shared the petition. So they have been
Next.
sharing it. The Millersville alumni, they've been sharing it. Um, we've been sharing it. I mean, so we're I mean, people are getting back. This is our time to make history. We can make history today. With everything that's going on, I believe this will be this could be a healing moment for our community as well.
Hmm.
With everything
Hmm.
that's going on, for the school board to say, you know what, don't just talk about it, and forgive my English, Miss Jackson, be
Hmm.
about it. Because
She hears you and appreciates
right.
it.
But this is our time. This is why everyone's ears are open and attentive to change. I think this is a change that we can do. And I'm so very excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know what the next steps are,
I'm
outside
excited
of,
as well.
so what do we need to do outside of getting the petition?
Mhm.
Do you know what else we need to do?
Well, we're working on that. We small committee that we're working at right now, and I think we're also waiting to hear a little bit more about what's happening with the school board, the next school board meeting, in terms of a committee that's being developed on that end as well. So I guess right now the most important thing is about spreading the word and trying to get people to everybody to board to try to make this happen. Um, Again, we're excited. We're excited about it and humbled that my mother would be to be honored in this way. To be honored in this way.
We're excited
Yeah.
about it, and we are, like I said, if you've already signed the petition, thank you. It's on my site, but it's also here. But what we really need you to do is spread the word. Um, spread. Listen, if each one of my 1,200 friends, I'm putting y'all on blast. If each one of my 1,200 Facebook friends, I think I have 1,200. I'm not sure. If all of you will go sign, that's an additional 1,200 signatures. And then if you then shared it and
Mhm.
your people do it, we have a really huge leg to take back to um, the school board, and understand that
Mhm.
I'm gonna bug y'all every day until this is done, because this is, again, this
Mhm.
is a change that all of us in Lancaster City can get behind. All of us can get behind this, and I'll be so proud. I'll probably be one of the ones standing and just clapping. And in my head, I see it. I just saw the name being
Mhm.
changed and them taking it down. Um,
Mm.
I in my head,
Mm.
in my dream, in my vision, I just said, and how powerful that would
Mhm.
be, and what a powerful statement Lancaster City, who, and yes, we have our own issues with systemic racism and what have you, but this is a chance for the city
Mhm.
to stand up and say, you know what? Yes, let's honor one of our own. Let's do that and give
Thank you
these
so
children
much.
a way of knowing who they are, and seeing somebody
Mhm.
who loved them, genuinely had love for the in educating of the children. So we are excited. Next week we have
And
we're
it
going
goes
to
back.
talk.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and the importance of children seeing someone that looks like them, that gives them, that talks, that then speaks to them about what they can do and be. That's, I just think that's so important.
Right.
Mhm.
And that, because again, because the name that these children are, no wonder they're cutting up. He was a slave owner. We
Right.
naturally we naturally I mean, we want to rebel against that. We naturally want to rebel
Mhm.
against the, and
Mhm.
I mean, again, I didn't know then, and again, words and names have power. And again, if we're praying the prayer
Mhm.
Jabez, we're praying that this, when we change this name, that it will bless, it will, and I know it will bless more people than
Mm.
she can even
Mhm.
know, because like you said, even and my prayer is that once the school is renamed, I'm speaking, I'm not even acting like if, I'm speaking it, just because I want to have that. I'm gonna have that kind of crazy faith.
Mhm.
Okay, God, this is what we need to have.
Confidence. Mhm.
So and I'm
Mhm.
willing to do everything we need to do to get this done. I mean, you were my Lancaster people. Y'all with me? Y'all, who's, I'm with you, Marcel. All right, I'm gonna start calling folk out. All of us people that went to, if y'all on here, if we're doing blackouts and all this other stuff, come on, we got to be able to, we need to get together and do this. So,
Mm.
um, uh, so if I'm coming on every day, and I have nothing else to talk about outside of the Bible. I have nothing else to talk about except for getting Edwin Hand School changed. And I'm just one person
Mhm.
that lives in Lancaster. Um, I'm just Troia. I tell, that's who I am. All right. Hey Mildred. All right, all of us Lancaster people. I'm calling y'all out. I'm gonna start calling by name, just to make sure that that we get this done. Period! Exclamation point. This is an honor that needs to happen for this lady, and I will tell you, Miss Cheryl, if it would have been anybody else, I don't know that I would have even. I'd be like,
Mhm.
yeah, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
Thank you.
But because I can speak to the character of this woman and what she stood for, this was a by far an easy no-brainer. Only other, I take it back. There's only other one person that I would have fought tooth and nail for, and that's Rita. If they would have said Rita Smith Waddell,
Mhm.
she would have been the only other one
Mhm. Of course. Mhm. Of
that I
course.
would have
Of
fought
course.
tooth and nail for.
Mhm.
Those two.
Absolutely. Thank
So,
you.
but your mom, but
Mhm.
that's, so that is for me personally, and I think everybody else. Thanks. Somebody just said she didn't go to Edward Hand, but she's supporting the cause, because we, people love your mom.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a no brainer. When we, like I
Thank
said,
you.
when we put it out there, people are like, "Yep, we got you." So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, because we're getting ready to wrap up. We're wrapping up a little bit early today, which is cool because I have a lot of people in my house. My brother's visiting me. But next week we're still going to be talking about this. And and again,
Mhm.
this week's theme was walk the walk, and she has done that and some. Next week, Miss Cheryl will be back, and we will have her granddaughter. Somebody just said I went to hand and had the privilege to have Miss Jackson as my English teacher in the '60s. Wow, wow.
Oh my. Wow. Wow.
So, all right, Miss Vicky Lynn
Wow.
Buller, I don't want to mess your name. Please sign the petition. It's right
Mhm.
there scrolling, or you can go to my website or my Facebook page is there, and please share. And please share. Spread the word. So, Miss Vicky, that's great if you can do that for us. I'm telling you, I have nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else I need to personally talk about except for getting Edward Hand renamed to the Miss Hazel Jackson Middle School, Miss Hazel Jackson School of Excellence. I don't care what y'all call it, as long as Miss Hazel Jackson is on there. But
Thank you.
like I said, next week, her Miss Amber
Mhm.
Holland will be on to talk.
Holland, yes.
She'll be talking about it next week, and hopefully Miss Cheryl will come back. If you want to bring anybody else on to come talk about
Mhm.
it, you're more than welcome. It'll be the same process.
Mhm.
But okay, so while
Okay.
we're here, I was not
Mhm.
ready to see your grown daughter. I'm used to seeing Miss Amber. I forgot. She
You
is
said with pigtails, huh?
right, pigtails, and I was like, wow. I said, "Who is?" I told my brother. I said, "Peanut." He's gonna kill me for calling him Peanut on my live. But
Mhm.
I said, "Look at Amber. She's grown up to be so beautiful." But we will
Thank
be hey,
you.
hey Walter, hey everybody. Listen, for those who are just joining now, we're talking to Miss Cheryl Holland Jones, the daughter of the incredible, amazing Miss Hazel Jackson, who we are attempting to because everyone has known that they're trying to change the schools, some of the names here in Lancaster of some of the schools, Edward Hand being one of them. And so because of that, the name that we're pushing is that of Miss Hazel Jackson, who actually lived up the street from the school for many years, and again was an educator
True.
in the school for many. She was the first African American female in the school, so it just makes sense to us. So
Mhm.
if you have not, again, everybody who's just coming on, if you have not, you see the little link scrolling across. Absolutely sign up to do the petition, and then share. I think we're up to around 1,500, but we need to. I think Derek. I said, Derek, we need more than that. We need more because
Mhm.
he was at 100. I said no. We need much more than that. We need to make sure that when we go to the school board, we can show them this petition and say, hey, this is the name that we want, and this is the support that we have for this name. And 1,500 is a good start, but I think we need 5,000 or better.
Excellent.
And I'm just crazy enough to believe that as she walked the walk, we're going to now walk the walk with and for her family to get this done. Somebody just said I didn't go to ham, but I'm in. All right, so we all in.
Mhm.
Come on, Lancaster, we can do this, and we're going to do this. So let's get it. Let's get in it. Let's do it. We're in it to win it. So I'm so excited for next week for Amber to be on here, so I can cry and just see her in person and just be like, wow.
Mhm.
But Mr. I'm gonna let you have the
And it'll
final.
be good to have her on because I want to say that Amber will be on next week because she has actually also been working on trying to pull together some kind of a documentary of my mother, a video or something. She's been working on it for some time. So this actually gives us all a little bit more impetus to keep it moving. And because her grandmother obviously meant a lot to her. Yes,
Yes.
I'm excited. So again, thank you all for your interest in helping to allowing us to see this through, and thank you for your your faith in allowing this to happen. I think that again, I think my mother is worthy, and so I do hope that it'll happen. That's my prayer.
And that is our prayer. And we're going to do, we are, I'm declare, I'm, listen, Lancaster, um, y'all know how well, maybe they don't, because I haven't lived here in so many years. I've only been back about 3 years. But I
Mm.
remember the Lancaster of old. I grew up here. I made my peace with Lancaster. So now, Lancaster, we need to get on this. We've talked about it long enough. It's time for us to be about some stuff. And again, I'm sorry for my English, Miss Jackson, and Rita, because I know I can hear both of them slap me in the back of my head for my English. But thank you guys. I will be tune in again next week at 11 o'clock right here, same bat channel, same that's and I'm just
Okay.
Troya. For those who have prayer requests, I didn't say that today. If you have any prayer requests, please send them to pray, excuse me, as she is still dope. And we will get those to our prayer team. And there's some more exciting things that are coming up. Um, there are some exciting things that are coming up with the society as well, and with Just Troia, which is Just Troia. If you don't know Michelle, that's my my brand, my ministry. Um, that's so. I
Okay.
was if you ever see me just say Just Troia, that's because I'm making sure that I keep reminding myself of my brand. um, so
Hmm.
with
Oh,
that
that's
said,
good. And I thank you, Just Troya. Thank you. Thank you.
no, I this again, this is and I don't know why, but I feel like I'm so humbled and honored to be able to serve you and your family in this way. And somebody said Miss Jackson was a great woman of faith, so we are claiming 10,000 signatures. And I'm just humbled in this way that I'm
Thank you.
able
Mm.
to
Thank
stand, because again, we all stand on your mother's shoulders, literally. Even if those who of us who did not
you.
have her as a teacher, we had her,
Mhm.
the wealth of knowledge that was your mom. She was just, ugh, I can't say all the amazing things that she was. So for me, I am humbled and honored that one, you accepted my help, and that I was able to, that I'm in a position
Yes.
to help, because I'm in a position to, we have that honest. We're butcher kids. We get it honest. We run our mouths, and we're not afraid to talk to people, and we're not
That's a
afraid.
wonderful thing. You're a wonderful thing. You're a great family, and so we appreciate you. We really
Thank you.
do. The community, we all appreciate you. We
Thank you.
definitely
So,
do.
if
Thank
as
you.
my as we have learned all of our lives to give back and to support those things that are important to us, and this is important to this is not just an important thing to the Butcher family. It's an important thing to our community. Period! Exclamation point, as the kids love to say. So we're on it. So whatever we need to do, whatever we need, again, right now, spread, and then we'll get our next steps when we get them, when we need them. But right now we
Hmm.
need to get at least 10. I'm with you, Valdezia. I believe we can get 10,000 signatures or better, and
Hmm.
we're putting that out in the atmosphere right now. So a man thinketh, so is he. So right now
Mm,
we're declaring 10,000 signatures, or more, to have this
mhm,
done. When we go to the school board, we have blown every other consideration out the water. There is no other in my opinion, there is no other
mm,
considerations. There's only one name that needs to be floated.
mhm.
So, as we're doing this, we're going to be praying
Thank
for it.
you.
We're praying for your family. We're praying that everything that needs to happen will happen, and that we get what we need. So again, share, and share some more. We need you all on Instagram, Twitter, uh, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of them. So, and everybody, listen, if most people have about 500 people who are friends. Most people have about 3 to
Mm,
500 people.
mm,
So if each of you all can get all of your friends um sign up, we'll get to our 10,000. As a matter of fact, I'll sweeten the deal. I don't know if you know. Hey, Aunt Reen, I have a book. I do have a book. I wrote a book. Woohoo! So, but
mhm.
if
Wow,
yeah, I did last year. When a friend of mine passed away, I have a book
how
called.
exciting.
Wait a minute, do I have it up here? I had it somewhere. Anyway, for those who don't, I'm a sweet. For those who can get and proven. uh 100 signatures. Yes, 100 signatures by next week. And you can prove to me that you got 100 people to sign up. I'll give you a copy of my book. I have these really cute bags. They're really cute. They're
Mhm.
really cute. And you can have a book and a t-shirt. And I'll see if I can get some other people to throw some stuff in as a gift bag for the first person to get to 100 or more signatures. I'll throw that in for you. So you'll get a book, a t-shirt, and a bag
Excellent.
for the first person, and send me an email at info@Just Troia and say, Troy, I have these people that have signed up. And or if you have, and because again, I'm not playing, we're going to get this done. So let's get it. Let's go. Again, we got this, Miss Cheryl. We got you. We got you.
God
So
bless. God
I'm
bless
trying to,
you.
I'm trying
Thank
to show
you.
you people
Thank
would
you.
see. Maybe I took everything downstairs. Some in my, because like I said, I have a bunch of people in my house. So I was going to show you a copy of the copy of the book, but that's all right. I don't need to do that again. Let's get it, Lancaster. We can do
Next
it.
week.
Let's get it, Lancaster. We can do
Thank you.
this. And Mr. I will be talking to you throughout the week, and I can't wait to see. I'm gonna try to get my cry out beforehand because I at least color my grays before she gets on because I'm not feeling old. When I see Miss Amber next week, because I was just
Oh my
like, wow.
goodness.
So again, so
Thank
same
you.
back channel
Mhm.
next week. Hope I mean prayerfully we're gonna have what we need before the school board. Again, I have no other conversation. So they ask me about nothing else. People don't ask me nothing. What my somebody asked me my next assignment is. My next assignment, Just Troya's next assignment is to get the name of Edward Hand Middle School changed to Miss Hazel Jackson's school of, I don't know, whatever, middle school. Long as Miss Hazel Jackson's in there. So if you want to know what my next assignment is from now
Mhm.
until they approve it, that is it. And if you're on board with me, then let's go. If all those who said, Troy, what can I do to help? This is what you can do to help for this period in this assignment. So let's go. Let's get on board. So thank you, Miss
Mhm.
Cheryl. I can't wait to talk to you all again next
Thank
week.
you so much, Troy. I appreciate you.
And I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
We appreciate everyone. Thank you.
All righty. Talk to you all next week. Bye bye. All you
Bye.
got to do is just hit the X, the leave.